Normally when I talk about having peace in your life, I speak from a stance where an individual like me and you victims of our own circumstances, right? But today, I want us to talk about us being perpetrators against our own peace. We know that some of these circumstances, we bring them on to ourselves and they end up taking our peace. So today, I want to talk to you about clean up for peace sake. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner voice magnified. I've realized that the more I speak about peace, I've been speaking from a stance where we are all innocent human beings, victims of our circumstances, victims of people attacking us, right? Victims of our backgrounds. But really, if we are going to live peaceful lives, like truly be peaceful, we have to talk about the other end of the spectrum where we as individuals are perpetrators against our own peace. What do I mean? I found out that the more clean your life is, the more peace you start experiencing. You see, today I wanted to talk about cleanliness. That's why I'm on a white outfit, right? I just wanted to bring that message across to just emphasize it. We need to live clean lives in order to experience peace, right? So I found out that, I've never been worried about being caught when I'm writing exams, because I've never been one to cheat when I'm writing exams, or in school generally when I'm studying. I've never been one to cheat, to have little notes on your hand or on your thigh, right? So I've always had peace when it comes to schooling and my results. But okay, obviously, I've never had peace with writing exams. Exams are very stressful, but just the results of school, I've generally had peace with being in school because I was never one to cheat. So if you are one to cheat in exams, now you know why you've never had peace with regards to school, right? Because I've just told you, it is because you are cheating that you lack peace. Now you have to get worried that somebody might see you peeping into these little notes that you have on your hand, right? And even after the exam, you still stress about maybe somebody recognizing that you actually copied somebody's work, plagiarism, and you didn't reference it, right? So we get so scared and we get so anxious because of situations that we put ourselves in. For example, the other thing that I've never been is a cheat in relationships. So I'm a monogamous kind of woman, one man kind of woman, right? So I've never had stress of, being caught cheating or any of those things. So I've always had peace in relationships, at least with regards to being caught, right? Being caught cheating or anything like that. So are you cheating right now? Do you realize why you do not have peace in your life? So we are not always victims of our circumstances. We get ourselves in situations that take away our peace. And unless we clean up our acts, we will never really experience peace, because there's no way you can go out and enjoy yourself when you know that you are with partner number two, but this person thinks they are number one and only. They are there trying to take photos and posting on social media, and you're busy telling them, no, I want this thing to be personal. I want us to enjoy this moment together. Please stop putting things on social media, as if you treasure the intimacy that you have in this relationship. But you know what you're hiding, right? The one thing that I'm guilty of is traveling over the speed limit. Oh my gosh, guys. You know what? The one time I was driving on N4, I was going home, just being excited to be going home. And I found myself racing with other cars. I spend a lot of time, especially on the road with my husband, and I tend to, draw his tendencies, manly tendencies of competing on the road with people that you don't know. It's something that I never used to understand as a woman. But the more time I spend with my husband, it makes sense to me. I started doing it. So the one time I got caught, I was way over the speed limit. I won't even mention it. I'm ashamed, right? And for the first time, I was stopped by a traffic police officer. I was so scared because I knew that the speed that I was traveling in was those kind of speed where they tell you are going straight to jail. And he came and he said that to me. And for the first time, I was so terrified. I saw my life and all my dreams just slipping through my fingers in that single moment. And I kept asking myself, but why did I do it? I was on time. Why would I race with somebody that I don't know? I don't know why they are rushing. And here I am, pressing on, being in competition with them. And this traffic officer, at some point, he tried to solicit money from me. I'm like, you know what, guy? Nah, don't do stuff like that. I don't even carry money because these days we use cards to pay toll gates. So I don't even have the money. Even if you wanted the money, I don't have it, right? So, as he went to take the book where, he was going to file now the fine, I prayed, that's the one time where I realized that actually God doesn't need a long prayer to answer us, right? So I said a little prayer. I was so scared. And he brought the book and eventually said, you know what? Have you ever been caught? I said, no. By then, I was crying. I was sobbing because I was realizing the impact of what I had just done. And then he said, you know what? This time, I'm going to give you a fine, but just know we are going to bury you if you're going to travel at that speed. He gave me a fine. I drove away, rather, and I was so scared. Those words kept ringing in my head when he said, you know what, I'm going to give you a fine right now, but I tell you, we are going to bury you if you continue like this. So I drove all the way home on cruise control, 125. I was still putting that extra 5 still, So we put ourselves in situations where we have our peace taken away. And we want to act as if we are always innocent in these circumstances. So unless we clean up our act, we will never really experience peace. So, I tell you, the last time I was driving with my husband from home, we were driving in 2 cars, and he was trying to get me to, speed up, to make it snappy on the road. Nothing right now can ever get me to a point where I'm really racing my way in traffic or on highways, because I recognize the impact that stupid decision can have in my entire life. So the best that I can do, if you are going to have a road trip with me, don't let me drive, or I will be driving 125. That's the worst that I can do on the road right now, because my dreams are more important. I recognize that fact, right? You find yourself not eating clean, eating junk. You like me, I'm far away from people and I'm here. I keep eating junk. And then the next thing, when you're supposed to meet up with people who haven't seen you in a long time, ladies, we all know this, at least most of us know this. Then you are worried about what people are going to think about you, are going to say to you, because sometimes it's family members or friends who are just at ease with telling you how you look, right? With telling you how fat you are these days. So you stop eat, you don't eat clean, you keep eating junk, and the next thing you're worried about what people are going to say. You're worried that you don't look good in your clothes, but you do this to yourself. When you have an opportunity to eat an apple instead of a piece of cake, if you're like me, you'll go straight for the piece of cake. We go straight for the piece of cake. And we spend the next 3 months complaining about the weight that we've gained during winter, right? When people start showing off their bodies in September, then me and you will be stressed out because now only are we working on our summer bodies, right? So I just wanted to bring up this end of the spectrum, that you know what, we are not always victims of our circumstances where peace is concerned. We get ourselves in situations that make us lose our peace, and ultimately we want to blame everybody else. Ultimately, we don't want to take responsibility when we are in the heat of things. But I just wanted to say, make sure that you clean up your life. I mean, people drink and drive all the time. You know, they'll have a glass of something in between their thighs or a can of something. And when you get stopped by the traffic officers, I mean, you are terrified, you are petrified. Now you're scratching around, you making things worse, trying to find your purse or wallet, trying to bribe the officer of the law. I mean, it keeps getting worse and worse and worse for us, right? The next thing we know, you're in jail. Not only were you speeding, you were drinking while you were speeding or drinking while you were driving. And on top of that, you added a charge of trying to bribe the officer of the law. And there you are trying to now blame your partner, because had it not been for her or him making you upset, you wouldn't be driving drunk, right? Because we never want to take responsibility when the results of what we are doing come back to us, right? So today I wanted to say, clean up for peace sake. The only way we can really enjoy peace is if we are grateful in circumstances that cause us not to have peace. And where we are perpetrators against our own peace, we need to clean up. And that's how we have a clean, peaceful life. I am Pulaa Montz, your inner peace and purpose coach.